Good afternoon, Excellencies, distinguished guests, and colleagues. Welcome to the Ministerial Roundtable on Responsible AI in the Military Domain. It is a privilege for me to chair this important meeting, which brings together government representatives to share national perspectives on responsible AI, an issue that will undoubtedly shape the future of global security. Our discussion today will focus on three key areas. First, we will explore national approaches, priorities, and best practices on responsible AI in the military domain. Second, we will address concerns and challenges and exchange both converging and diverging views. And third, we will look at the prospects for international cooperation, a vital component in ensuring responsible AI. I invite each one of you to focus your comments on one of these three areas, sharing your insights and experiences so that we can collectively move towards a common understanding and stronger cooperation. Without further ado, I now turn to His Excellency Kim Yong-hyun, Minister of National Defense of the Republic of Korea, for his keynote remarks. Minister, the floor is yours.
안녕하십니까. 대한민국 국방부 장관입니다.
Good afternoon. I'm Minister of National Defense of the Republic of Korea, Kim Yong-hyun. It's truly meaningful to have the opportunity to discuss the responsible use of AI in the military domain here today. In a rapidly changing global security environment, AI technology is often referred to as the strategist of modern warfare.
국방 분야에서 획기적인 변화를
It is bringing about
일으키고
revolutionary
있습니다.
changes in the defense sector. However, just as these advancements offer us opportunities, we also bear the responsibility to properly manage the inherent risks of AI. AI enables faster and more accurate decision-making on the battlefield. It is being utilized in various areas such as collecting information and cyber defense. In response, the Ministry of National Defense of the Republic of Korea is striving to build a future force structure centered around AI-based unmanned combat systems. But if such technology is misused, it could lead to serious ethical issues and security threats. Therefore, we have the responsibility to adhere to international norms and ethics from the initial stages of AI design and development to its actual employment. In September of last year, President Yoon emphasized the need to establish guidelines for AI utilization through the Digital Bill of Rights. Also, during the AI Seoul Summit this May, he advocated for actions to strengthen AI safety. In line with this, the Ministry of National Defense has deeply felt the need for a defense AI utilization guidelines, and we're working to develop them. This will be an important step to ensure that AI technology is utilized in the military field in the right direction. Just as many of the prophecies of ancient Greece's Delphi were inaccurate, AI decisions cannot be flawless. Therefore, principles for AI utilization must be established. Through this meeting, we will be presenting important principles for the responsible use of artificial intelligence in the military domain. This will help ensure that AI complements human judgment and decision-making, and that safeguards against misuse are put in place. Moreover, it's necessary for the international community to cooperate and establish a framework so that AI technology contributes to peace and stability for all humanity. We stand at a critical juncture where we must work closely together for the responsible use of AI in the military domain. Let us work together to ensure that AI becomes a tool for promoting international peace and stability. I hope today's discussions will lead to tangible outcomes and lay the foundation for a safer world. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Kim, for your keynote address. Now I will give the floor to the first speaker on my list, His Excellency Mr. Ng Han, Minister for Defense of Singapore, a co-host of the REAIM 2024. Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister Kim, Minister Cho, for hosting this second REAIM summit, and honored to co-host with partner countries. During the Seoul AI Summit in May this year, Singapore's Prime Minister Lawrence Wong highlighted our country's National AI Strategy 2.0 to harness AI's benefits while mitigating potential harm. Under this national blueprint, various sectors must develop detailed frameworks for AI governance to achieve those outcomes. Accordingly, for the defense sector, since 2021, we've established principles for responsible, robust, reliable, and safe AI under 4 broad areas: accountability for outcomes of AI systems, appropriate levels of testing and assurance, ab initio design of the AI system to deal with cyber and adversarial threats, and lastly, the risk of AI failure. Singapore is not alone in developing these blueprints for safe AI. But as all of us are aware, without a global consensus, it will be hard for such countries to achieve these goals, no matter how well-meaning they may be. Thus, REAIM serves as a much-needed platform for all stakeholders, and the process involves active consultation. We're proud to co-host the regional consultations for Asia and Singapore. They complemented other regional consultations held in Latin America, Middle East, and Africa. We've co-hosted by our colleagues from Chile, Turkey, and Kenya. Arising from the consultation, REAIM is now in a position to turn the call to action to detailed recommendations for this year's Blueprint for Action. It sets out practical guidelines to implement AI responsibly through establishing safeguards, maintaining responsibility for the effects of AI systems, and to make sure that systems are developed in accordance with international law. Singapore endorses the Blueprint for Action as it's aligned to our national and defense sector blueprint. We encourage all here to endorse the blueprint. Only if we work together can there be assurance that AI will improve and not harm our economies and people. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. William Blair, Minister of National Defense of Canada.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, colleagues. I'd like to begin my remarks by offering my sincere thanks to our hosts for all the work that they have done in organizing this summit and bringing this very important discussion together. At the first REAIM summit in the Netherlands in February of 2023, Canada supported the call to action on the responsible development, deployment, and use of AI in the military. And following the inaugural REAIM summit, I would like to take the opportunity to reflect on the productive work that has emerged since that time. As you're all well aware, we are in an era of heightened global competition. Changing physical, technological, and geopolitical landscapes have created new threats, vulnerabilities, as well as new opportunities, not only for our country, but for our allies and partners around the world. These new threats are driving AI innovation within our Department of National Defense and our armed forces. And Canada remains fully committed to the responsible use of AI through our endorsement of the Blueprint for Action. As this new technology continues to become more visible in our operations and day-to-day work, it is critical that we harness this technology both effectively and ethically. And to ensure that Canada is ready to do this, I have announced the launch of our Department of National Defense and our Armed Forces AI strategy in March of this year. Our strategy aims to position the Canadian Armed Forces and our Department of National Defense as an AI-enabled organization by 2030, and it envisions the ethical, inclusive, and trusted use of AI to achieve interoperability and strategic advantage in the battlefield while enhancing stewardship of our resources. Our strategy also emphasizes the importance of cultivating an AI-ready workforce through training and partnership with allies. This will ensure that AI technologies are not only developed efficiently, but also effectively integrated and managed. As part of our work to implement our AI strategy, we have established the Department of National Defence and our Canadian Armed Forces AI Centre. Our intent is that this centre will become the hub of AI expertise, including for policy development. It will also accelerate experimentation, testing, evaluation, and support to our armed forces and members in fielding AI. And as part of these efforts, Canada remains committed to developing a framework for the responsible use of AI in military context, while making sure that we address unique ethical challenges ingrained in this technology. This includes mitigating unintended bias, including those related to race and gender. Canada will ensure that any new AI and AI-enabled technology is developed and implemented in accordance with applicable laws, policies, and guidelines, including applicable international humanitarian law, international human rights law, and the laws of armed conflict. We will also ensure that this technology is only used to improve the work of our military personnel, but not to replace it. That is why we have committed to ensuring that humans will always remain at the forefront of significant decisions with appropriate accountability mechanisms remaining in place. And together, these efforts will ensure that our department and our military use of AI remain safe, ethically, and responsible, and living up to what all of our citizens expect of us. We know that we must continue to innovate and remain agile to leverage AI's full potential, but we know that we cannot do this alone. And going forward, our Department of National Defence will always engage in extensive collaboration with our internal and external partners, with industry, academia, as well as our allies and partners to ensure that our use of AI remains responsible and interoperable. And only by working together and fielding trusted systems can we have the greatest opportunity to develop AI-ready forces who can contribute to defending our citizens at home, our friends around the world. International engagements such as REAIM reflect Canada's dedication to fostering a global standard for ethical AI in military operations and directly supports that collaboration and collective endeavor. And to that end, I want to express my gratitude and welcome the opportunity to be here to share lessons learned and best practices and to ensure that AI technologies are used responsibly within the military domain. I look very much forward to the outcome of our discussions. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. Now, floor is for His Excellency Mr. Antti Häkkänen, Minister of Defense of Finland.
Good afternoon, colleagues and friends. Finland would also like to thank the Republic of Korea and our co-host, the Kingdom of Netherlands, the Republic of Singapore, and the United Kingdom for all your efforts and dedication organizing this highly important REAIM conference. We also commend your leadership in drafting the REAIM blueprint for action, which Finland is very pleased to endorse. As we see in ongoing conflicts, the significance of military applications of artificial intelligence is ever growing. There is no denying its inevitable impact on the present and the future of warfare. It is crucial for the development of Finland's defense capabilities that we are able to utilize all the emerging disruptive technologies, such as artificial intelligence, to meet the requirements of an ever more challenging international security situation. Simultaneously, we have already witnessed the risks and challenges that are an integral part of the military use of artificial intelligence. States must comply with international law, especially international humanitarian law, when studying, developing, and deploying artificial intelligence as part of their military capabilities. Consequently, Finland recognizes the urgent need for international regulation, rules, and principles. We need to specify the requirements of international law in a concrete and practical manner to ensure safe, secure, and responsible practices in the development and use of artificial intelligence applications in the military domain. Finland has long been a forerunner in research and development related to wireless communications and is emerging as a leader in quantum computing, which are foreseen to converge with the development of AI and various applications both for civilian and defense use. Similarly, Finland has expertise in remotely operated machinery from, for example, mining and forestry sectors those can be utilized in various applications also in the military field. This context of technological advancement in the civilian sector was part of the foundation on which we started to work on our Defense Administration's strategic guidelines for the development of artificial intelligence solutions. These were the first time published already in 2020, so we do recognize the need to keep continuously updating our thinking based on the recent technological developments. When it comes to the future governance of AI, one of the core issues in securing lawfulness and responsibility is the dual-use nature of these technologies. A whole-of-government approach is needed to ensure that the regulation addresses both the civilian and military applications of artificial intelligence consistently. At the same time, emphasis needs to be given to the whole life cycle of new defense solutions. Research, industrial development, testing, verification mechanisms, operating principles, training, and usage of advanced weapon systems are all increasingly relevant. Therefore, ensuring high standards throughout the whole process is crucial for the protection of our common values. Finland supports and continues to actively participate in the discussions on multiple international fora, aiming for an efficient, technology-neutral, future-proof, and globally overarching regulation of the use of artificial intelligence in military applications. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I give the floor to Her Excellency Madame Baiba Braze, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Latvia.
Thank you very much. First, a big thank you to our hosts and co-hosts, all distinguished ministers. And I start by fully endorsing the blueprint of REAIM. I would also like to note that in the context of international law, we have also developed EU regulation for civilian use of AI, but also there is a NATO artificial intelligence strategy that provides a guiding framework for our national activities. Indeed, the military domain, and specifically AI, adds new complexities and also dilemmas for us as policymakers. From one hand, we encourage responsible development of AI for the use of our military because we want to have the best capabilities and capacities. From other hand, it does provide the risks, and those risks need to be managed, and that's why we are here. So we take it as granted that the military and intelligence agencies are increasing their use of AI, primarily as an enabler, conducting automated analysis of previously unimagined quantities of data, so thus it enhances decision-making. We also see AI in the military applied, as we speak, on the battlefield in Ukraine, providing the equality of opportunities for Ukrainian side against a much larger force. Also with regard to the targeting, the use of autonomous systems, and other aspects. So AI use in the military is a reality. With the eye on Latvia, I think I have to also note that we are prioritizing the following areas. First, possibilities to upgrade existing systems or introduce new ones with AI-enabled solutions, for example, in command and control, ensuring accelerated decision-making. Second, enhancement of situational awareness. And third, opportunities provided by AI in military logistics and training. Also, we have put forward the initiative to create an AI laboratory within the Strategic Communications Center of Excellence that we host in Riga. And our excellent experts there are studying the nexus between the AI and developments in the information space, InfoOps, PsyOps. So it will be a key asset not only for Latvia, but like-minded states. So we invite the like-minded states to join it. And then a couple of reflections from me personally, if I may. Looking at the future of AI in defense, I see three big blocks that we have to look at. First, the future shape of AI-enabled conflict. And there, it's a low-cost AI-enabled platforms taking on and out much more expensive platforms on the battlefield itself. And second, the risk with regard to nuclear forces and other weapons of mass destruction becoming much more vulnerable thanks to better detection, targeting, and precision. Second block, procurement of AI for defense, where cumbersome procedures are obstacle for innovation ecosystems, and we have to look at how we can reform that to provide those opportunities for SMEs, for agile adoption, working along with the traditional defense contractors. And third, the issue around the organizational and human capability issues, which is quite clearly AI workforce with some technical aspects taken on by AI, but how to train, maintain, and advance is a big issue. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I now give the floor to His Excellency, Mr. Dominic Bingap Aduna Nitihol, Minister of Defense of Ghana.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me thank the host, Mr. Chairman, esteemed guests, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. For us, it is a great privilege to be part of this prestigious gathering, and to every institution, including all stakeholders who are gathered here from all parts of the world, to share and seek to promote a balanced understanding of the implications of military application of AI, I present my compliments to you. It is a fact that AI is transforming the global landscape, particularly in the defense sector. It's essential that the transformative ability of AI and its attendant implications for global security and peace and for our national defense strategies are not lost on all of us. Whilst the positive aspect of AI, such as enhancing military decision-making in the defense sector and reinforcing and of course, enhancing our operational efficiency and redefining intelligence analysis are enormous, the unregulated reliance on AI can also wreak challenges during military combat operations in the world, as we are currently seeing. So, Mr. Chairman, Ghana is, amongst other things, for our general approaches, we are committed to developing our defense capability by doing some needs assessment of our specific security and defense of the Republic of Ghana in using AI in a responsible and intelligent manner, for example, intelligence gathering, as well as developing the strategies that will help us, especially in peace support operations, as Ghana is one of the countries that are part of the global peace operations in the United Nations. We also are committed to enhancing operational efficiency of the Ghana Armed Forces using the AI in our logistics, our maintenance, and administrative solutions in the Ghana Armed Forces, including our training schools. We are also committed to improving our decision-making using AI, as well as sharing information across all our spheres of life, especially in the Gulf of Guinea to other countries in the use of AI. Our priorities will be on the data security and privacy of our AI to ensure that it does not fall into non-state actors, as well as the ethics and compliance of AI in our HR nations to adapt it. We would ensure the human oversight is truly and powerfully important in the use of AI, because a truly independent AI can be very disastrous to the world. For us, the best practice is transparency for us to allow all use of AI systems and training models to develop and allow users of trainees to understand the systems and equipment deployed, especially for military use. And regular updates and maintenance of AI is very important for the world, and as long as we are able to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, Ghana will want us to ask and get answers to this question. How do we prevent the use of AI for non-state actors, particularly terrorists and organizations that are not from the state? 2, how do we prevent criminal gangs operating in third world countries from having the use of AI to devastating effect? And lastly, how do we ensure that AI is not truly independent to be able to launch a global war, a conflict that has consequential end to humanity? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. especially the three points you raised in your concluding remarks. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Ilhom Kaidarov, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Uzbekistan.
Thank you very much. Dear host, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. Today, responsible application of artificial intelligence technology in any sector has become a key topic in the international agenda. While this technology presents significant opportunities and efficiency, they also demand caution and responsibility. In Uzbekistan is conducting in-depth studies into the potential of AI, carefully considering several important issues. Among these are compliances with legislation regarding AI in ensuring that strategic decisions remain under the human control and implementing strong protection against any technological failures. At the same time, the critical importance of maintaining international security and protecting human interests is recognized with ongoing analysis of international practice and norms. Uzbekistan is actively working on establishing a comprehensive legislation framework for AI development, with a draft version of the AI development strategy until 2030 already in place, and we are ready to share it to get some of comments. This strategy is built around a human-centric model, ensuring that AI is used to serve the common goal. It focuses on creating favorable conditions for AI technology to thrive, training qualified personnel in AI, and enhancing research capability. In addition, the strategy seeks to develop essential AI infrastructure while improving the regulatory framework to ensure ethical standard uphold. One of the central goals is the foster to environment that promotes open data access, enabling its use for AI application, while maintaining a strong focus on inclusivity, ethics, and improving public service. In various sectors, such as the public administration, the strategy envisages AI enhancing government services, decision-making, and automating routine process. Furthermore, AI roles in education will be optimizing education management, personalizing learning, and improve students' development, while in healthcare, AI will consider to diagnostic treatment optimization. AI will also be deployed in agriculture to enhance precision farming, crop monitoring, and resource efficiency. International collaboration is another cornerstone on the strategy, aiming to attract talented, foster scientific exchange, and integrate Uzbekistan into the global AI ecosystem. Ultimately, these efforts are expected to result in increasing AI usage across various sectors, fostering the growth of AI-related startups, and significantly improving Uzbekistan's global competitiveness in AI technology. In conclusion, I wish to call for openness and transparency, and just to hope that all our speeches was written by ourselves without too much assistance of AI application. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, particularly for the brevity of your statement and for your keeping in your statement in time. I now give the floor to Her Excellency Ms. Maite Ledo, Secretary of State for Digitization and AI of Spain.
Thank you, Chairman, and congratulations for this initiative and the organization of this timely meeting. I would like to convey three main points. My first comment is that time and coordination are vital. The potential of AI is huge and is being deployed very quickly. AI is not only a technological revolution, but also a social change, and the ethical side demands our attention more urgently in strategic issues, such as the military affairs. We fully agree with the idea that technology must be developed and deployed in a human-centric and rights-oriented basis, monitored by human operators. AI in military operations should be based on ethics, accountability, and responsibility. In doing so, coordination is crucial. More coordination among countries is needed, but also coordination with other institutions that are specifically being set for safeguarding and supervising AI in the world, avoiding duplication of tasks. Coordination in areas such as testing or certification models that are being developed by the AI safety institutions or the new supervisory agencies for AI becomes essential. Spain has recently set a supervisory agency on AI This agency will develop the basic tools for AI assessment and certification. Undoubtedly, when necessary, these tools should be reinforced for the military models and systems. My second comment refers to the need to address some potential bottlenecks in AI developments that should be tackled from the very beginning, mainly human capital and computational capabilities. Up to now, most of the AI developments have taken place in the private domain, and this sector has been attracted a large share of AI specialists. However, as the development of AI in the military sector in particular, and in the public sector in general, is very strategic, there is a compelling need for creating groups of AI specialists in the public sector. This requires changes in human resources policies, in remuneration policies, and also in the educational system. Finally, public-private partnerships in AI innovation are needed, mainly in areas such as cybersecurity. We need to focus on efficient ways to achieve this. For example, pre-commercial procurement could challenge the industry from the demand side to develop innovative solutions for public sector needs. We have to take an active role in shaping the future of AI, a future where AI serves humanity, upholds our rights, and preserves global peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your statement and for the brevity of your statement. And let me give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Suay Alpay, Vice Minister of National Defense of Turkey.
Teşekkür ediyorum.
Thank
Sayın
you.
Bakanlar, değerli katılımcılar.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, first and foremost, I would like to extend our gratitude to the Republic of Korea, the Kingdom of Netherlands, and the Republic of Singapore for jointly hosting this summit. The support and collaboration of these three countries have been instrumental in the successful realization of this important event. Today, we have gathered here to address the responsible and ethical use of artificial intelligence in the military domain. This summit represents a critical turning point for our international security and defense strategies and provides a significant opportunity to discuss how AI is transforming the military field and how this transformation should be guided responsibly. As Turkey, we demonstrated our commitment to this issue with the regional workshop we organized in Istanbul in May. Our workshop provided an effective platform for sharing and discussing strategies and practices in this field and received high praise from participants. In November 2022, Turkey's application for membership in the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence GPAI was unanimously approved at the GPAI Ministerial Council meeting in Tokyo. As a GPAI member, Turkey's commitment to promote an ethical and responsible AI usage, contributing to international collaborations, sharing multidisciplinary research, and coordinating AI-related opportunities. Turkey's national AI strategy within the scope of Turkey's Century AI aims to utilize AI technologies effectively at both national and international levels. Our vision is to establish a sustainable human-based AI ecosystem that makes Turkey a global value-creating country. Our strategy encompasses priorities such as training AI specialists, enhancing research innovation, expanding access to the quality data and technical infrastructure, accelerating socioeconomic adaptation through regulations, strengthening international cooperation, and expediting structural transformation. AI has the potential to fundamentally transform military operations, ranging from decision support systems and logistical processes to the autonomous vehicles and training procedures. However, alongside this potential, we also have significant responsibilities regarding the security and ethical dimensions of AI. We must carefully assess the impact of this evolving technology on international peace and security. AI applications in the military domain can enhance international security and support efforts to build peace. However, we must also be aware of risks, such as design flaws, biases, and misuse. These risks can complicate the use of AI in military context. As I stated at the Seoul Defense Dialogue meeting held in 2017, the use of AI in the military based on ethical values with a human-based approach is a historic responsibility. This responsibility requires the establishment of strong frameworks and standards compatible with international humanitarian law and human rights law. Today, I am following with the pleasure the discussions on AI that value humanity and highlight ethical values, and I'm happy for inspiring these discussions. Responsible use of AI in military requires the establishment of strong frameworks and standards at both national and international levels. Developing and using these technologies in alignment with international humanitarian law and human rights law is essential to ensure they are managed ethically and reliably. In particular, maintaining human oversight and safeguarding human judgment in decision-making process within weapon systems are crucial. International cooperation, information sharing, and the dissemination of best practices are critical tools for achieving these goals. Ensuring the full participation of developing countries in these discussions and capacity building is a global responsibility. At the same time, we acknowledge that data governance and flexible management approach must align with the rapid pace of technological development. This summit is a vital platform for shaping the future of AI in the military domain. The joint vision and the strategies we present here will be a significant step toward enhancing international security and making the most of the potential of these technologies.
Thank you, Minister. Now, floor is for His Excellency Mr. Igor Melier, State Secretary of the Ministry of Defense of Slovakia.
Thank you. I would like to express my gratitude to the Republic of Korea and the co-host Netherlands, Singapore and the United Kingdom who built on the work laid out at the REAIM Summit 2023. Slovakia is taking steps to build a sustainable, human-centric and trustworthy AI ecosystem as a part of digitalization strategy since 2019. Policies focus on strengthening the digital basis of data economy and public administration, as well as supporting education as a driving force behind digital transformation. To foster innovation, Slovakia advocates dynamic regulation that leaves freedom for experimentation with the data and algorithms with the help of the Standing Committee of Ethics and Regulation of AI, as an independent advisory body to form regulatory environment for responsible and trustworthy AI. As a dual-use technology, AI is not inherently good or bad, yet it opens up new possibilities for mailing activities while reducing personal, logistical, and financial requirements to implement them. The easy accessibility of advanced AI algorithms, ongoing military conflicts and new symmetric threats related to extremist terrorism or influx of illegal immigrants that ready availability of advanced AI algorithm could represent a threat and significant challenge. To conclude, as we approach a new era defined by AI, it is our obligation to guarantee that this powerful technology will serve for great benefit. However, without rigorous regulation, it poses serious threats to privacy, security, and possible democracy itself. We must establish clear and stringent criteria for the development and deployment of AI. This policy should encourage innovation while maintaining transparency, accountability, and justice. International cooperation is essential to create a harmonized framework that addresses the global nature of AI technology. Let us commit to building a future where AI works for everyone, but not just for the one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for your brief statement. And I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Ismail Chekuri, Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs of Morocco.
Thank you, Chair. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Kingdom of Morocco extended its sincere thanks and appreciation to the Republic of Korea for hosting this meeting and for its leadership in this process. Thanks and appreciation are extended to the other co-initiators and co-hosts. The REAIM Summit offers an invaluable opportunity to further advance our collective reflection on establishing effective international cooperation, thereby ensuring the responsible and ethical use of AI in military applications. I would like to emphasize that Morocco remains fully aware of the ethical, legal, and security challenges associated with the military use of AI, which must strictly comply with international law, particularly IHL. Morocco firmly believes that legal and ethical frameworks, while crucial, should not be used as pretext to hinder innovation in the field of AI. Instead, they should guide its responsible use in full respect of human rights and international norms. This approach would reconcile legitimate defense needs with the development of advanced technologies while preserving peaceful and secure environments. In this vein, Morocco calls for an enhanced cooperation among states, particularly regarding transfer of AI and technologies within a transparent framework. Additionally, I would like to underscore the importance of preventing unauthorized access to AI technologies by non-state actors, including arms groups and terrorists. My country is determined to play an active role in ongoing discussions and to contribute to building a global, secure, and harmonious framework for the responsible use of AI. In light of these considerations, Morocco continues to have active participation to pertain its initiatives and processes, including the political declaration on the responsible military use of AI and autonomy, the Vienna Conference on Autonomous Weapon Systems and the Challenge of Regulation, and the Group of Friends on AI at the United Nations in New York, co-launched by the United States and Morocco. I'm pleased to announce that Morocco, with the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, will host next month the first ever high-level international conference addressing the link between AI and the Convention on the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Furthermore, it is worth highlighting the complementarity and coherence between all initiatives dealing with the use of AI. It is in this spirit that Morocco continues to contribute to the work of the group of governmental experts on lethal autonomous weapon systems and within the core group on new and emerging digital technologies and human rights in the Human Rights Council. In light of these elements shared, Morocco would like to express full support for this process and the objectives of the blueprint for action. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. And I now give the floor to Mr. Ma Xiongkun, Deputy Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dear colleagues, I feel honored to be here at the summit. First of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the Korean government and the co-hosts for their constructive role in the field of AI global governance. Military applications of AI have profound implications for the international peace and security, as well as for the welfare and future of humanity. We should uphold the vision of common, comprehensive, cooperative, and sustainable security, and seek consensus through dialogue and cooperation on the regulation of AI, promote the building of an open, equitable, and effective governance framework in order to build a community with a shared future for mankind. China attaches great importance to the development, security, and governance of AI. Last October, President Xi Jinping announced the Global AI Governance Initiative. China also presented a position paper on regulating military applications of AI. Taking this opportunity, I would like to share with you some of the basic principles for our future actions. Firstly, a prudent and responsible approach should be taken. All countries, especially those major powers, should adopt a prudent and responsible attitude when using relevant technologies, evaluate both the benefits and the risks, respect other countries' security concerns, avoid misunderstandings and miscalculations, and prevent an arms race in this important field. Secondly, the principle of AI for good should be observed. As AI evolves, it brings legal, ethical, and accountability challenges. We should use AI to serve peace and development, to make it consistent with international law and ethical standards. It is crucial to prevent the misuse, abuse, or malicious use of AI in the military applications. Thirdly, AI applications should be human-centered. Military applications of AI should reflect the common values of humanity, uphold human dignity, and protect human rights. China advocates human-machine interaction throughout the entire life cycle of AI-related weapon systems and ensure that those weapons remain under human control. Fourthly, we should stick to agile governance. Given the possible risks related to military applications of AI, all countries should strengthen risk assessment and personnel training and adopt a tiered management and control of AI in the military domain by following closely the development of AI. Last but not least, we should uphold multilateralism. The challenges posed by AI are a common task of all countries, thus require collective efforts to explore solutions. It is imperative to establish a governance framework that allows for universal participation, equitable sharing of benefits, and collective mitigation of all risks. In this regard, any inclusive circles, any man-made technological barriers will only create problems rather than address challenges facing us all. Dear colleagues, China is a committed proponent of global AI governance. We will continue to engage with the international community to enhance communication, conduct cooperation, and build consensus on military applications of AI, to translate these principles into feasible actions, so as to ensure that AI serves human beings rather than the opposite. I thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you for offering many relevant questions for further consideration. And I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Philippe Louis-Marie Berthoud, Ambassador of France to Korea.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, ministers, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to commend South Korea and the co-hosts for organizing this second REAIM summit. France fully associates with the REAIM process, endorsed its call for action, and intends to continue supporting the responsible development of AI in the military domain. A powerful, robust, and controlled AI, that is what we have to build together. France will develop defense applications of AI in a voluntary and ambitious way. We will focus on responsibility in accordance with three major principles. 1, respect for international law. 2, maintenance of sufficient human control. And 3, permanence of responsibility of the chain of command. France will aim at developing trustworthy AI defense built upon a robust legal and ethical framework. France remains in favor of a practical approach regarding the development of AI in the military field. Indeed, we believe it necessary to promote a responsible AI in compliance with international and humanitarian law without dismissing the opportunities it provides. In that regard, and according to its new AI strategy, the Ministry of Armed Forces in France has announced the creation of an agency for AI in defense. This new agency will be in charge of conceptualizing and producing artificial intelligence in major military programs, both current and future. The agency's role is to professionalize the use of AI in the armed force by acquiring sovereign capacities capabilities, and setting up new ways of collaborating with the academic and industrial ecosystem linked to AI. Our diplomatic action at regional and multilateral levels is driven by the same objective, which is to encourage the development and use of AI in a responsible manner in compliance with international law and in line with military ethics. France welcomes the international discussion on this issue provided for by the organization of the REAIM summits. We endorsed the blueprint for action, and we will continue to actively engage on this issue. 감사합니다.
Thank you for concluding your statement in time. The last speaker on my list on this first topic is His Excellency Mr. Khaled Abdulrahman, Ambassador of Egypt to Korea. Ambassador, you have the floor.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I wish to express our appreciation to the government of the Republic of Korea for hosting this important summit, which provides an excellent platform to further our discussions on the best approach and measures to ensure responsible artificial intelligence in the military domain, in a way that would help address all relevant challenges and benefits from the perspective of maintaining peace and security. We commend the efforts exerted by the Republic of Korea in drafting the document titled Blueprint for Action, in cooperation with the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Kenya, and Singapore, and appreciate the consultations conducted with many partners on the document in the run-up to our summit today. The Blueprint for Action aims to build on the outcome of the first REAIM summit held in the Netherlands in 2023 and contains important elements which highlight the centrality of human involvement throughout the life cycle of AI military applications and technologies. It also ensures compliance with applicable international law and international humanitarian law, while addressing relevant principles, including the principles of accountability, traceability, and explainability. That being said, and as the REAIM summits are designed to address the different challenges and opportunities associated with AI in the military domain in a rather holistic approach, we strongly believe that this process holds the potential to provide an excellent platform to lay the groundwork for future discussions on all relevant AI-enabled weapons and military applications in a manner that addresses their unprecedented implications on international peace and security. Accordingly, Egypt is of a view that any meaningful discussion in this regard cannot overlook the priority of addressing all ethical, legal, and security dimensions of the development and use of lethal autonomous weapons, which represent the most pressing threat to the maintenance of international peace and security as far as the military applications of AI are concerned. Egypt's position is well known. Priority must be accorded to agreeing on a legally binding prohibition of fully autonomous weapons, as suggested by the United Nations Secretary General in his proposal for the new Agenda for Peace. Pursuing a two-tiered approach, compromising the prohibition of fully autonomous weapons while regulating other military applications of AI represents the best available course of action to continue to benefit from the new opportunities offered by AI applications, while tackling the relevant challenges in a realistic, effective, and timely manner. The outcome of today's important summit could have included a clear assertion that the discussions on the broad military applications of AI should be without prejudice to the ongoing deliberations on the prohibition of fully autonomous lethal weapons or the positions of endorsing states on this matter. Equally important, we need to avoid introducing any arbitrary international oversight mechanisms or imposing any type of discriminatory export controls in this domain. It is critical that our summit affirms the right of all states to develop, transfer, acquire, and use AI technologies for legitimate purpose in accordance with their international obligations and applicable international law, We appreciate the reference made in the blueprint for action to the principle of equitable access. However, we are of the view that introducing more objective and clear provisions to this effect would have garnered more support. Egypt will continue to advocate for a balanced and realistic approach that ensures that we can all continue to benefit from the new opportunities offered by AI application in an equitable and reliable manner. In this regard, we stress the importance of capacity building activities for developing countries and bridging the huge gaps in this domain. Excellencies, we welcome the 2 REAIM summits as well as several international initiatives on developing guidelines and rules for the military application of AI, which demonstrate the increasing international awareness of the underlying benefits and risks. Nevertheless, there is a clear need for streamlining these initiatives and to bring them all under the UN umbrella, ensure their inclusivity and effectiveness. The United Nations and its disarmament machinery represent the most inclusive and reliable platform to develop the necessary international rules and normative framework in a comprehensive, balanced, and effective manner. Excellency, as we are at a critical juncture with the ongoing AI revolution, and as the technological developments in this field continue to outpace necessary regulations at the international level, we must act together in good faith to agree on meaningful and effective measures to tackle the related threats. We are keen to continue our constructive engagement on this matter and to actively participate in various relevant fora. Thank you.
Thank you for your statement. That concludes our discussions on the first topic, and now we will move on to the second topic, which focuses on concerns and challenges. Undoubtedly, we all face the daunting task of integrating AI responsibly into the military domain, which presents both foreseen and unforeseen, known and unknown risks. I look forward to your valuable insights and wisdom. I will give the floor to the first speaker on my list, His Excellency Mr. Juvenal Marisamunda, Minister of Defense of Rwanda.
Thank you, Chair. And first of all, my deepest appreciation to the government of Korea and co-host for the excellent organization of the REAIM Summit 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is experiencing the surge of artificial intelligence, which comes as a double-edged sword, where a safe use will definitely boost the conduct of military operation, while a careless and malignant use will result in unprecedented consequences, especially to innocent civilian population. Rwanda believes that in order to ensure the safe use of artificial intelligence in military, countries must be aware of and strive to overcome the following challenges, among others. One, the availability of real data. The availability of tailored data is paramount to training military AI systems. However, most of AI applications are obtained from off-the-shelf systems, which implies that unwanted results might be obtained from such systems. Second, the risk of unintended consequences of AI systems. For instance, while they are viewed as game changers on the battlefield, the frightening possibility of unforeseen repercussions arrives with the development of autonomous weapon systems. Indeed, AI technology is not immune to inaccuracies or misinterpretations which would have disastrous consequences. Furthermore, in a crucial situation, the lack of human judgment might cause conflict to escalate before the consequences are fully understood. Lastly, the proliferation of AI technology to non-state actors represent a major challenge to the safe use of AI in the military. These include the armed groups and terrorists, as previously said by the speakers. Today, countries have to steadfastly be ready to deal with the consequences of standalone non-state actors that continue to acquire more open source and advanced AI capabilities. Distinguished participants, to mitigate these challenges and ensure safe and responsible use of AI in military, government, international organizations, civil society, and the private sector must work together to develop specific guidelines, law, and moral frameworks for the application of AI in military setting if we are to responsibly navigate in this future. We can only fully utilize AI potential advantages while reducing its inherent risk by working together. Finally, Rwanda supports the proposed blueprint for action. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. And I give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Joseph Betty Asomo, Minister of Defense of Cameroon.
Your Excellency, the chairperson of the meeting, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. To me, Cameroon is very delighted to address this august assembly. AI is a potential and incredible multiplier of the action of defense and security forces because of its considerable impact on strategic decision-making in the military sector. Used in different ways in this sector, depending on strategic priorities and political orientations, AI aims to improve the efficiency of military operations, the safety of personnel, and the protection of equipment. It is, however, a new global security challenge and a decisive condition for national defense and security because of the incommensurable potential of the opportunities it offers. Consequently, the adoption of AI involves structural and situational challenges that must be taken into account if it is to be properly understood. Hence our focus on challenges and ethical considerations in the use of AI in military decision-making. The use of AI in decision-making most often raises significant ethical concerns. It is essential to ensure that decisions taken by algorithms are fair, transparent, and consistent with human rights. AI will play an increasingly important role in strategic decision-making, thanks to its ability to process huge amounts of data, detect trends and hidden patterns, and accurately predict future outcomes. However, it is worth noting that AI will not completely replace human decision makers, but rather complement their expertise. Dealing with this issue across the world. Distinguished fellow participants, AI is disrupting warfare methods and tactics. This is giving rise to many concerns about possible abuses and fears about the future use of AI due to its risk of militarization, which will be a new asymmetric tool deployed by violent non-state actors to extend the scope of their coactions. Admittedly, several measures have been taken to address the ethical and legal concerns associated with the proliferation of AI in the military sector. However, most of their formulations have remained so broad and generic that they do not necessarily pinpoint or focus on problematic uses or applications. When it comes to the military use of AI, opposition and fears revolve around the image of the killer robot. Ethical and legal concerns arise when robotic applications take the place of human military commanders due to the performance that strong artificial intelligence makes possible. To ensure the universality of AI ethical governance at a global level, we suggest that general principles be established. We thus believe that design, manufacture, and deployment must be reliable, robust, traceable, governable, and free from unintended bias, clearly fit for purpose, and in a way that increases the transparency and explainability of system functions. Information sharing, trust building, and international cooperation must be taken into account when discussing the use of AI in the military sector. Applications such as killer robots and centralized social surveillance systems used to violate privacy must be prohibited. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your rapt attention.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. Now the floor is for His Excellency Mr. Jan Lipavsky, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Czechia.
Thank you very much, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Big thanks to host and co-host for the warm hospitality. And I appreciate that the REAIM Summit for serving as a vital platform that fosters broad discussion on the military applications of AI and builds political momentum towards establishing global standards. We are witnessing a deterioration of international environment. Europe, after decades of peace and stability, now finds its security under threat. A war of aggression is occurring just beyond the borders of the European Union, with Russian imperialism posing a significant challenge to us all. At the same time, we observe with growing concern multiple actors' effort to challenge the international order and undermine the unity of democratic nations. Cyberspace has become one of the central battlegrounds in geopolitical competition, with artificial intelligence emerging as a key weapon in this arena. AI can increase the efficiency and accuracy of our defense systems or enhance the protection of our data. On the other hand, we are already seeing the misuse of new technologies in hybrid attacks, including disinformation campaigns. In these turbulent times, it is more crucial than ever for democracies to stand united. We must confront new threats together, share our expertise, and remain steadfast in defending our democratic values. This commitment extends to cyberspace and new and emerging technologies. Many experts liken the development of artificial intelligence and other new technologies to a new arms race involving not only nation-states but also many non-state actors. This underscores the need for accountability from the private sector and meaningful dialogue, specifically with it about our values and interests. Last year, Czechia took the initiative alongside Maldives, Mexico, and the Netherlands and South Africa to introduce a new UN resolution on the promotion and protection of human rights in the context of the digital technologies. Its main message is clear. Human rights and freedoms must be protected both online and offline. The resolution also calls for the development and use of new AI technologies to remain under human control and oversight. A human-centered approach is essential and should extend to all discussion, including those on military applications. Ladies and gentlemen, integrating AI into military system presents many opportunities to enhance our defense capabilities and security. It will transform future military operations. Our main goal is to ensure that democratic nations lead the way in this development. At the same time, we must collaborate to address the challenges posed by new technologies. We need principles, international standards, regulations to ensure responsible use. For instance, NATO has recently updated its AI strategy. Czechia has also begun taking initial steps towards addressing these challenges. Therefore, we endorse the blueprint for action as a beacon showing us way for next steps. Let us use this summit to make real progress in contributing to international stability and security. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. Now I give the floor to His Excellency Dr. Seri Haj Mohammed Khalid Nordin, Minister of Defense of Malaysia.
Thank you, Excellency Chairman. Congratulations to the host country and co-host countries for successfully organizing this summit. Responsible AI in the military domain do have its concerns and challenges. Malaysia wish to highlight on this topic, firstly, the AI capability divide and preparedness. I'm glad that this summit did discuss the importance of bridging the gap. We must admit that there are concerns in the technological capabilities as well as the lack of talent, especially in the developing countries. If not addressed, huge gaps between countries will lead to excessive monopoly, exploitation, and lopsided practices, hence failing the very idea of responsible and ethical use of AI in military domain, especially when preservation and protection of human lives and dignity should be the epicenter goals. And while this gap and divide requires serious attention, at the same time, we do not discount that there is high potential of AI race among the leading forces around the world. Secondly, the need for a neutral and objective framework. On this, Malaysia wish to take this opportunity to highlight two things. Firstly, the discussion or engagement on international framework of fundamental norm for responsible and ethical use of AI in military domain must give due attention to the capability and usage divide in AI that I mentioned earlier. The framework must at least consider developing constructive avenues that will help disadvantaged nations to catch up and be assisted in a meaningful manner. Secondly, the fundamental norm or international framework must address the potential bias in determining what an ethical and responsible use of AI in military domain is. It must give due emphasis on the crucial importance of having a universal and balanced international framework. Our failure in ensuring inclusiveness and universality of values and core principles in formulating the fundamental norm and international framework will only lead to a biased, exploitive, and destructive ecosystem. On that note, I thank the organizer for this opportunity to share our views.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. And I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Charles Jose, Undersecretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We express our profound appreciation to the government of the Republic of Korea and the other co-hosts for hosting the second REAIM Summit, providing a platform to discuss opportunities, challenges, and risks associated with the military application of AI. The rapid advances in AI research and development consequently accelerate AI's incorporation as a vital component of modern military operations. AI offers enhanced capabilities for situational awareness, decision-making, and operational effectiveness across various domains of warfare. These advancements, however, come with significant challenges and risks that must be carefully managed. The Manila Meeting on Indo-Pacific Perspectives on Autonomous Weapon Systems, hosted by the Philippines in December 2023, which gathered representatives from 24 Indo-Pacific states, 5 observer states, and 16 international civil society organizations, highlighted several concerns. Firstly, the use of AI in combat can result in the loss of effective human control over weapons. Human beings must at all times exert control and judgment over weapons systems to ensure compliance with international law. Secondly, the extension of AI into into the development and delivery of nuclear and other weapons of mass destruction presents grave dangers. We strongly oppose such applications and advocate for the prohibition of such a practice. Thirdly, the involvement of multiple stakeholders in the development and deployment of AI technologies can diffuse accountability, raising ethical concerns about responsibility for actions taken by these systems. Fourthly, the deployment of AI-driven weapons in previously inaccessible marine environments could potentially cause harm to fragile marine life and ecosystems. This environment impact is a significant concern that must be addressed. Lastly, the rapid advancement of AI is creating a widening gap between countries with advanced AI capabilities and those with limited or no access. It is crucial for the Philippines, along with other developing countries, to build our capacities in enhancing AI safety and AI security to facilitate access to these technologies. The Philippines welcomes initiatives like the REAIM Summit, which help raise awareness and foster common understanding and approaches to addressing these challenges. We believe that the use of AI in military applications should be guided by clearly defined principles of responsible behavior, existing international norms, and the values which these norms are based upon. However, these guidelines should not impede the development and adoption of legally binding rules governing the use of AI in military contexts. It is these principles foremost in mind that we engage constructively on how best to promote the responsible use of AI in the military domain. The Philippines supports deepening dialogue and cooperation among all stakeholders on this important topic for balanced and pragmatic ways moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you for your statement. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Marcus Meda, State Secretary for Security Policy of the Swiss Confederation.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Switzerland would like to thank the Republic of Korea and the co-hosts for bringing us together at this summit. AI brings unprecedented opportunities alongside an array of concerns and challenges. I would like to briefly focus on some of these concerns. First, there are challenges in the strategic sphere. These include the risks of an AI-enabled arms race, misjudgment, escalation, or lowering the threshold for conflict. Second, we have challenges concerning the technical side. These include safety issues, design flaws, or problems with the quality of data or with the algorithms. Two examples. One is the so-called erosion of our knowledge system, which refers to the potential degradation of knowledge systems due to the overuse of AI. Over time, militaries might uncritically accept the results of AI systems without fully understanding or questioning how those results have been generated. This might lead to poor decisions. Another example is the one of enfeeblement. This derives from an over-reliance on AI, which could lead to a decrease in essential human skills over time. As AI can potentially take over more and more tasks, military personnel, as a result, might become less proficient in these tasks. The third set of challenges comprises the unlawful or harmful use of AI. In this context, we, the states, bear an enormous responsibility. We must abide by the existing international legal framework and not bend the rules to the technologies. The development and use of AI applications do not take place in a legal vacuum. Existing international law sets clear limits and must be respected. This is particularly the case for IHL during armed conflict. On the national level, Switzerland has set out 4 guiding principles which govern its actions in this area. First, legality, meaning that the armed forces only deploy weapon systems which have proven their capacity for use in accordance with IHL. Second, responsibility, meaning that systems with AI are always integrated into a command chain in which humans exercise control. Third, reliability, which shall ensure that the armed forces only use weapon systems whose effects and consequences can be reasonably foreseen. And fourth, agility, meaning that the armed forces are following the development of technological innovation in relation to AI. To sum it up, addressing these challenges and concerns requires a comprehensive approach. Our conviction is that AI governance needs to align with human values and include adequate training, rigorous testing, transparency, and the establishment of robust guidelines. For this, we need international governance frameworks and national action. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your statement. Now I give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Raúl Guillermo Jesus Marino, Vice Minister of Defense of Argentina.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I am going to deviate from protocol and apologize to the translator, but I want to make an observation based on what has been discussed at the event. The following words could have been written by an artificial intelligence system. What's the difference? It's very simple. Here is a person who provides enough substance to give confidence that the human essence is present. For Argentina, it's a profound pride to be present here among all of you. Artificial intelligence is a reality in which we already live lives in our daily lives. It is becoming increasingly difficult to identify what is the product of the artificial intelligence process and what is the result of the human mind. That is why the person, the human being, continues to be a key factor in decision-making. In the fields of defense and public management, having artificial intelligence tools accelerate process and avoid routine tasks, positioning the human condition on a higher level on interpretation and analysis that add value to the process. State and global economic communities can accord on major agreements that allow responsible use of artificial intelligence tools. What is becoming more difficult every day is to be able to establish regulation that restrict the activities arising from these developments. Because creativity, innovation, and the speed of technological development are at their very core. In terms of defense, these tools allow a state, among other things, to identify threats and anticipate certain patterns that may constitute an attack on people, property, environmental, or nations themselves. For the field of defense in the Argentine Republic, we are in process of organizing and perfecting our human resources so that they contribute to the organization of the state that allow us to respond to the threat of today's world. This is articulated with the national cyber defense and cybersecurity system, allowing us to position ourselves as a global reference in the region. Our advantage in artificial intelligence are transforming the capability of our army forces, strengthens the soldier reason for existence. Encounters like this one bring together great leaders who have an impact on decision-making. These are the spaces where we can recognize each other and determine which are those great agreements that will allow us to make the path for future generations. This great agreement will lay the foundation for technological development to expand alongside the advancement of human knowledge. Predicting what the future will be like is practically impossible. What we can do today is to say how we want that future to be for the future generation. And in this path and with that responsibility, we must work every day. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your statement. And now I give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Jorge Luis Gobea Trejos, Managing Director of the National Border Service of Panama.
Thank you, Excellency. First, I want to say thank you to the Republic of Korea to host REAIM 2024 and the co-hoster country that pursued an international effort to promote responsible, safe, and ethical use of AI. For the government of Panama, the use of the AI in security and defense presents concern and challenge to ensure the reliability and robustness of the algorithms. Autonomous systems such as military robots and AI-based weapon systems must be designed to operate accurately and reliable under extreme conditions, Any failure in this system could have serious and potential fatal consequences. Additionally, cybersecurity is a critical concern, as AI systems can be vulnerable to cyber attacks that could compromise their operations and endanger any nation's national defense. Artificial intelligence offers valuable support in crime-fighting operations, enhancing the ability to analyze data, predict crimes, and respond in real time. Firstly, algorithm bias is a critical concern. All algorithms are trained using large volumes of data, which often reflect societal biases and inequalities. This can result in automated decisions that perpetuate that biases, disproportionately affecting certain groups. Secondly, data privacy is a significant challenge. AI requires a large amount of data to function effectively. Much of it is personal and sensitive. The collection, storage, and the use of this data possess significant private risk. It is crucial to implement robust measures to protect personal information and ensure the data is used ethically and securely, avoiding breach that could have serious consequences for individuals. Thirdly, transparency and accountability in AI systems are essential, but often difficult to achieve. Many systems operate as black boxes, meaning it is a challenge to understand how and why certain decisions are made. This lack of transparency can hide oversight and accountability, especially when AI decisions have a significant impact in a military and civilian domain. Additionally, the ethical implications of using AI in sensitive areas must be carefully considered. Facial recognition, for instance, can offer security benefit, but also possess risks of a privacy invasion and mass surveillance. Autonomous weapons, on the other hand, represent a significant ethical challenge, as delegating lethal decisions to machines raises questions about the responsibility of a human control. In conclusion, the Republic of Panama understands why artificial intelligence has the potential to positively revolutionize our life. We must be aware of its challenge to concern ensuring that AI is developed and implemented ethically, transparently, and responsibly. It's essential to maximize its benefits while mitigating its risk. Let us work together to address this challenge and ensure the AI serves everyone fairly and equitably. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Damir Crnceț, Deputy Minister of Defense of Slovenia.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude to the organizers, Korean organizers and co-organizers for this year's event. Republic of Slovenia fully acknowledges the significant advancement that AI can bring in terms of operational efficiency, strategic planning, and enhanced decision-making. These achievements promise to reshape the landscape of defense and security in ways that were previously unimaginable. However, with these achievements comes an equal significant responsibility. The deployment of AI in military contexts with new weapons technologies raises a number of ethical, legal, moral, and technical, as well as international peace and security related questions, which should be thoroughly deliberated and examined. The development of modern technologies for military purposes must not jeopardize the implementation of the international humanitarian law, which is a historical achievement of the 20th century and need to be further adapted to changing circumstances, particularly regarding the developments in means and methods of warfare. Our basic position regarding the future development and application of AI for military purposes are as follows. In view of the rapid development of advanced technologies, in my view, the countries would need to commit to certain restrictions regarding the continued use of lethal autonomous weapon systems on the battlefield. As a consequence, this may also impose certain restrictions on further development of this technology and regulate the responsibility of owners and users of such systems. We advocate the development of AI in military contexts under the international strictly defined 5 defined conditions, namely, firstly, it is carried out under the control of state actors. Secondly, it ensures the compliance with the principle of distinctiveness between military and civilian targets. Thirdly, it will advance the development and progress of civilian technologies to the benefit of humanity. Fourthly, it will benefit global security and stability, and the technology progress using AI will improve military efficiency, make data processing more accurate, and targeting more precise, effective, with fewer casualties and damage, and consequently result in a higher level of or for IHL. Let me conclude by saying that Slovenia stands ready to work with all of you to achieve these goals, and the proposal blueprint for action is the right step in the right direction for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister, for your statement. Now the floor is for His Excellency Mr. Johan Berggren, State Secretary for Civil Defense of the Ministry of Defense of Sweden.
Thank you. Ministers, Excellencies, friends, and colleagues. There is no doubt that AI is already playing an increasingly important role in the development of military technology and capability. It enables disruption in areas such as maintenance and logistics, simulation, and reconnaissance. At the same time, AI also underlines ethical and strategic considerations which will have to be addressed. Therefore, it is of particular importance to arrange fora where we can discuss how we together can take responsibility for a reliable and secure technology development in this field. As evident by its brutal war of aggression against Ukraine, Russia poses a serious threat to security throughout Europe. This new security landscape makes it imperative for partners participating in this conference to engage both in AI and military capabilities and norms and regulations. Critical and emerging technologies are fundamental to this effort. It is important to acknowledge and underscore the opportunities that technologies, including AI, have as enablers to keep our edge in relation to our adversaries. It has the potential to revolutionize defense operations through autonomous weapons, improved situational awareness, and strengthened decision-making. As decision makers, we need to acknowledge the public concern in relation to AI and its use in civilian and military applications. Our nations have a special responsibility to ensure that international law and other principles regarding AI are implemented and complied with. We need to balance these perspectives, and in order to craft responsible policies, we need international conferences like REAIM. We must learn from each other and develop norms and principles together. This includes working with stakeholders from civil society, academia, and the private sector. Sweden endorses the blueprint for action and compliments the Secretariat for their effort in bringing this to fruition. We need to build systems and use AI in such a way that accountability is required and liability is possible from states and authorities, as well as companies and individuals. The REAIM conference will undoubtedly contribute to a continued discussion among the actors in our own country, and this, in turn, will strengthen our ability to continue to actively participate in the international discussion. I would therefore once again like to thank the government of the Republic of Korea for making these 2 days possible, as well as together with its co-hosts. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your succinct statement. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Tahir Hussain Andrabi, Additional Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan.
Excellencies, it's a great privilege to address this ministerial roundtable. Thank you to the Republic of Korea for their warm hospitality and for the co-host for their leadership of the process. Challenges of AI that I am to speak are profound and are clear and present. They tend to fundamentally alter the nature of conflict and international security. And I wish to highlight 3 of those. The first and perhaps the most alarming challenge is that AI introduces unpredictability and rapid escalation into warfare. When we cede control and rely on algorithms that lack transparency or are susceptible to biases, we introduce a dangerous element into military operations. In regions where tensions are high, like my own in the Indo-Pakistan subcontinent, the integration of AI could significantly lower the threshold for conflict. Machines operating at speeds beyond human comprehension may make decisions that exacerbate rather than mitigate crisis. The non-linear and rapid escalation concern is the most grave in nuclearized environments, and there is close entanglement between conventional and nuclear domains. The intersection of AI with nuclear system presents an existing challenge. Challenge 2, as states rush to develop military AI, we risk falling into a spiraling race for dominance. History shows us that such competitions ends in disaster, and the stakes with AI are exponentially high. The third challenge is of accountability. Who is responsible when an AI system makes a fatal mistake? Is it the user state or the transferring state? Is it the commander or the operator or the designer? This ambiguity threatens the very fabric of international law and humanitarian principles. Without clear accountability structure, we risk entering into a future where violation of fundamental principles such as necessity and proportionality go unaddressed. Delegation of China and some other delegation have called for upholding multilateralism. Echoing this call, Pakistan believes that we must urgently establish global governance framework comprising both legally binding and non-legally binding measures that addresses the full spectrum of risk associated with AI. Pakistan, on its part, has put forward a proposal on the proposed new international legal instrument on lethal autonomous weapon systems in the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons and addressing security and stability-related challenges of AI in the Conference on Disarmament. Elements of these proposals are relevant to the rubric of REAIM. We stand ready to collaborate with all stakeholders to ensure AI is used for peace and not to deepen insecurity. Let us act before it's too late, and the way to act is an earnest follow-up of the REAIM's blueprint of action, to which Pakistan is very happy to join and endorse. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your statement. He was the last speaker on my list on the second topic. Then we'll now move on to the third and the last topic, that is international cooperation. Based on the discussion so far, it is clear that the responsible development, deployment, and use of AI in the military domain is a challenge that requires our concerted efforts. In this session, we will explore how we can strengthen international cooperation among states and engage with other key stakeholders. The first speaker on my list is Lord Vernon Coker, Minister of State at the Ministry of Defense of the United Kingdom, co-host of the REAIM 2024.
Thank you all for joining our discussion today. I'm grateful to our Korean hosts and to all of our fellow co-hosts for ensuring REAIM promises to be one of the most valuable fora for international dialogue on the military use of AI. Despite the breakneck speed of advancements in artificial intelligence, we remain in the foothills of its potential. We are at a stage of maximum and unimaginable possibilities, but minimal understanding. So it is inevitable there remains concern among some about how military AI could exacerbate threats to global peace and stability, or how it might lead to inadvertent escalation, could bring about reduced effectiveness of existing arms control and counter-proliferation regimes, or kickstart a race to the bottom in terms of safeguards, responsibilities, or standards of warfare. And that is why summits and conversations like this are so important. An importance I was reminded of just this morning when I visited the Joint Security Area of the DMZ, which showed the dangers of potential miscalculations. Enhanced dialogue, combined wisdom and shared commitments are our only route to inclusive and effective global norms and standards, and avoiding technology running away from us. The UK has established guardrails for defence AI. We have had a defence AI strategy since June 2022, and a transparent commitment to its ambitious, safe and responsible use that sets out the ethical principles that shape our approach. We will continue to operationalise these principles and work with leading experts to understand evolving risks and challenges. As we did at our breakout session yesterday, we will seek to work more closely with partners, because global stability requires the ambitious but responsible development of military AI by states who are true allies of international law. And while being mindful of conversations happening in other international fora, we need to work together to turn our conversations into an ambitious global dialogue for setting universal norms and standards. The UK government is committed to working transparently with states, industry and civil society to achieve that goal. And I look forward to continuing to hear partners' ideas for how we can make progress in this vital area, because it's progress that we must make.
Thank you, Minister. The second speaker on my list on this topic is His Excellency Mr. Ruben Peter Breukelmans, Defense Minister of the Netherlands, another co-host of REAIM 2024. Minister, you have the floor.
Excellencies and colleagues, I would like to express my gratitude to the Republic of Korea for hosting this great summit and for making the continuation of the REAIM dialogue possible. The introduction of AI in the military domain greatly impacts our organizations and warfare in general. The vast increase of available data, computing power and storage, as well as the evolution of AI modeling techniques, have created possibilities to execute military operations with greater speed and effectiveness. While investing in fundamental enablers such as AI governance, data literacy, and powerful hardware systems, the Dutch Ministry of Defense is continuously seeking to research, experiment, and innovate with AI for various uses. At the same time, the application of AI in the military domain confronts states with fundamental ethical, legal, and societal questions. For example, in relation to a lack of human judgment and control, other types of malfunctioning, and the potential lowering of the threshold for violence. For the armed forces, not deploying an AI system can also come at high cost. It is therefore important to balance the development and deployment of AI applications with a thorough risk assessment, conducted by a team of well-trained AI experts and military personnel. At the first REAIM summit in 2023, hosted by the Netherlands, it was clear further action is needed. In working together towards international agreements on AI in the military domain, I would like to highlight three issues. First, the Netherlands affirms that national and international law, including the United Nations Charter, applies to AI applications in the military domain. Second, we highly value an inclusive yet realistic dialogue. As this is a global issue, countries from all regions should be connected to build a common language and understanding for approaching AI in the military domain. I, however, also realize that countries have different views on this topic and different initiatives are necessary to further work on this important issue. Third, the Netherlands favors a balanced approach where the regulation of responsible AI in the military domain does not hinder innovation. It is true experimentation and innovation with AI applications in realistic environments that defense organizations can discover potential pitfalls of AI before actual deployment. Moving forward, I would like to urge all states present here to take three actions. First, to develop your own defense AI strategy so we can further structure and educate ourselves. Second, the second next and equally important step is to make the leap towards operationalizing responsible AI in the military domain. Frameworks for the responsible use of AI should be integrated into testing, evaluation, validation, and verification procedures. The REAIM blueprint for action is important groundwork for this, and the Netherlands congratulates Korea with this important outcome of the summit. And finally, the Netherlands calls on all states to support our resolution on artificial intelligence in the military domain and its implications for international peace and security. It will be tabled by Korea and my own country during the UN First UN First Committee to be held in New York this coming month. To conclude, the Netherlands will continue to support the REAIM dialogue and look forward to cooperate with everyone here on this very important issue.
I thank you, Minister, for your statement. The floor is now for Her Excellency Ms. Rosalinda Soipan-Tuya, Cabinet Secretary of the Ministry of Defense of Kenya, again co-host of REAIM 2024.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And allow me to take this opportunity to extend gratitude and congratulations to our hosts for the very warm welcome and hospitality, as well as to my fellow co-hosts. The topic under discussion on prospects for international cooperation directly addresses the global challenges and opportunities we face in ensuring the responsible development and use of AI in military and security domains. As we navigate this intersection of technological advancement and international security, it is essential that we unite to promote the ethical governance of AI. Kenya is fully committed to this global dialogue and has been actively advancing the responsible use of AI, recognizing that international cooperation is key to achieving sustainable peace and security. In June this year, Kenya hosted the Africa Regional REAIM workshop in Nairobi, which brought together regional leaders to discuss AI governance in military applications. This workshop highlighted the critical role of regional collaboration in tackling AI-related security challenges and emphasized the need for cross-border cooperation to ensure ethical, transparent, and human rights-focused AI governance. Additionally, Kenya is a member of the Africa Working Group on AI, which oversees the implementation of AI strategies across the continent. This working group fosters the exchange of expertise and best practices among African nations, reinforcing our shared commitment to the responsible use of AI in the security sectors. Kenya is also honored to be part of the core group of countries alongside the Netherlands and the Republic of Korea, spearheading the first UN resolution on responsible AI in the military domain. This landmark resolution represents a global commitment to addressing the ethical and security implications of AI in warfare, and Kenya is proud to contribute to this important initiative. Moreover, Kenya fully endorses the REAIM Blueprint for Action, a guiding framework for the responsible development and deployment of AI in military operations. The blueprint emphasizes international norms, accountability, and transparency, ensuring that AI technologies promote global peace and stability. Looking ahead, the potential for international cooperation in AI governance is immense. The transformative nature of AI requires us to collaborate, share knowledge, and establish unified frameworks that ensure responsible and ethical use. In conclusion, Kenya remains committed to advancing responsible AI governance through collaboration, transparency, and inclusivity. We look forward to continuing our work with global partners to ensure AI technologies contribute to peace, security, and the betterment of all humanity. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for your statement. And I now give the floor to Her Excellency Ms. Stergomena Lawrence Tex, Minister of Defense and National Service of Tanzania.
Thank you. I would like to begin by expressing our gratitude to the government of Korea for the warm invitation and the hospitality, but also for organizing this very important summit in collaboration with the co-organizers. As we navigate the complexities of modern security challenges, artificial intelligence has emerged as a transformative tool. It presents significant potential to enhance our capabilities across various domains. By utilizing artificial intelligence-driven analytics, we can better assess threats and respond proactively, fostering a more secure environment. Nonetheless, there are enormous risks that need to be mitigated and addressed, and also there are ethical concerns. The United Republic of Tanzania endorses the blueprint and calls for advancing AR in the military domain responsibly, balancing innovation and ethical consideration while also mitigating the negative elements. To this effect, a comprehensive risk assessment of ethical and vulnerabilities is very essential. The benefit of artificial intelligence and associated risks cannot be realized or mitigated in isolation. International cooperation is paramount. The United Republic of Tanzania is eager and ready to collaborate with global partners to share knowledge, strengthen technical capacities, develop ethical frameworks, and establish regulatory standards for artificial intelligence technologies. This cooperation will ensure that artificial intelligence is used effectively and responsibly to promote peace, security, and stability. To conclude, let me call all of us to remember that collective strength lies in our willpower and ability to cooperate, and this regard to cooperate responsibly in the utilization of artificial intelligence. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Arnold Kamel, Secretary General of the Austrian Federal Ministry of Defense.
Excellencies, I would like to thank the Republic of Korea and the co-hosts for their leadership in organizing the second REAIM conference and for the kind hospitality. It was mentioned several times, AI in the military domain presents challenges and opportunities alike. We have to understand and address the former to fully seize the latter. Austria has undertaken a series of steps to advance the governance of military AI applications, both nationally and internationally. At the domestic level, the Austrian Ministry of Defense has developed and issued its first AI strategy, which provides strategic guidance to the ministry and the armed forces. Making sure that the Austrian armed forces have the necessary AI capabilities so that they are able to fulfill the constitutionally mandated tasks also in the future is a main priority of the strategy. This process must be conducted in a responsible way. Internationally, Austria has led the adoption of the first ever resolution on lethal autonomous weapons in the General Assembly, hosted an international conference on autonomous weapon systems in Vienna that generated high attention and put the issue higher on the political agenda. Austria also assumed the role as co-chair in one of the working groups established under the political declaration on the responsible military use of AI and autonomy. So what are the prospects for future international cooperation from our perspective? Firstly, the issue of autonomous weapon systems is ripe for progress. We must vigorously work in the framework of the Convention on certain conventional weapons to fulfill the current mandate of the group of governmental experts on laws to make progress and move from discussions to negotiations. We should strive to live up to the call of the UN Secretary General and the President of the ICRC to establish specific prohibitions and restrictions on autonomous weapon systems by 2026. An effective regulation of AWS, striking a balance between humanitarian consideration and military necessities and taking into account ethical considerations and security implications, is urgently needed. It's imperative to collectively identify and set clear red lines. Secondly, the REAIM process and the political declaration process are very significant in complementing this work by identifying and addressing the range of issues that need further attention from our community regarding responsible use of military AI. Due to valuable initiatives such as this one, a set of internationally agreed upon norms has emerged. Now it's important to translate those into concrete changes and measures on a national and international level. Thirdly, we must close the existing gaps in the international governance of military AI. The security aspect and related risks such as arms races, unintended conflicts and the potential of AI to undermine non-proliferation efforts need to be examined more thoroughly. I'm therefore pleased to announce that Austria has decided to be among the endorsing states of the blueprint. We appreciate that some of our comments have been taken on board in the drafting of this important document. I would like to clarify that the Austrian position on one specific point. We fully agree that it is crucial and of utmost importance to maintain human control with respect to the potential use of AI in nuclear decision-making and nuclear command and control structures. However, in Austria's view, any use or threat of use of nuclear weapons is a violation of international law, including the Charter of the United Nations. The term employment in the relevant paragraph of the blueprint is therefore not to be understood as referring to decisions regarding the threat or use of nuclear weapons. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your statement. And now I give the floor to Her Excellency Dr. Bonnie Jenkins, Under Secretary of State for Arms Control and International Security of the United States. Madam, you have the floor.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me start by commending the Republic of Korea and all of the co-hosts for hosting another fantastic REAIM summit. The developments in the field of AI we've seen in just a year and a half since the first REAIM summit in February 2023 underscore just how crucial this dialogue is. When I spoke at the first REAIM summit, I observed that we were at an inflection point, that we had an opportunity to shape the way militaries develop and use AI. Today, I'm pleased to say that we did not let that opportunity pass us by. In the spirit of the REAIM call to action, the United States unveiled the political declaration on responsible military use of AI and autonomy, which a cross-regional group of 55 states have now endorsed. But the declaration is not merely a statement. It laid the foundation for collaboration among endorsing states to build the collective policy and technical capacities to implement these responsible measures. In March 2024, we held the inaugural plenary, where endorsing states exchanged views and discussed policies, and they formed 3 working groups to carry forward the implementation of these measures. We're thrilled that so many states have committed to this effort. And to those states that have not yet endorsed the declaration, we invite you to join us in the important work we are doing to develop best practices on how to develop and use military systems that incorporate AI. As we've said, all states have a stake in promoting responsible military use of AI. To borrow the words of one of the plenary participants, the declaration created a shared language for states to discuss what responsible development and use looks like. Reflecting on our experience engaging with states around the world on this initiative and hearing the different perspectives at REAIM, I am optimistic about the prospects for international cooperation for 3 reasons. First, I've seen an eagerness to unlock the potential benefits of AI capabilities, including reducing potential harm to civilians. While we hear a lot about the dilemmas AI capabilities might raise, we need to talk more about the dilemmas AI helps to solve. Implementing responsible development and use of AI poses complex challenges, but we have a tremendous amount of expertise and experience to solve them. I am pleased to be joined at this summit by my Department of Defense colleagues who have done tremendous work to not only develop policies and tools for responsible AI, but also to make these publicly available. Second, through our engagements on a political declaration, we've seen how serious states are about going beyond statements and taking concrete steps to implement responsible practices. Many states are actively formulating policies, standing up organizations such as AI review boards, and developing technical capacities in areas such as testing and evaluation. To this important tangible progress in efforts to responsibly use AI for military purposes. A final reason for optimism is seeing so many flourishing initiatives to promote responsible military use of AI. Having multiple complementary initiatives with different stakeholders and areas of focus will enable the cross-pollination of ideas. So while we've heard a lot at this summit about how quickly the technology is evolving, I want to take a moment to commend just how quickly we've seen a response from many states. In a little over a year, we've seen UN resolutions, multi-stakeholder dialogues, and a range of multilateral and regional initiatives. On that note, I want to conclude by again thanking our hosts, not only for all the work to convene this summit, but for their efforts to capture areas of convergence in the REAIM Blueprint for Action. We are pleased to support these efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your statement and your optimism about the future of AI in the military domain. I now give the floor to Her Excellency Ms. Sheila Chikomo, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Zimbabwe.
Thank you. A pleasant afternoon, honorable ministers, distinguished delegation. Allow me to ride on all the protocols already established. Let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to our host for the warm hospitality extended to us since our arrival here in Korea. The selected topic, prospects for international cooperation, is of great importance and urgency as we stand on the edge of unprecedented technological advancements spearheaded by artificial intelligence that is rapidly reshaping numerous facets of our world. Ladies and gentlemen, as we reflect on the landscape of artificial intelligence integration in the military domain, we need to urgently confront the stark reality of the technological divide that exists between the advanced and emerging countries that has come with significant challenges and responsibilities. Global inclusivity in AI governance needs to be addressed in order to promote accountability, fairness, and transparency in AI technologies. Ethical stewardship and international cooperation are key prerequisites as we move towards the harness the potential of AI in increased efficiency, security, and stability, while at the same time minimizing risks and safeguarding our shared values. Distinguished delegation, there is need to holistically recognize the states and regions that are undoubtedly at varying stages of integrating AI in the military domain. Some are pioneers and ICT superpowers leading the AI arms race, while others are in the budding phases exploring foundational concepts and capabilities. In this regard, ICT superpowers with advanced AI capabilities may prioritize discussions around ethical use and the development of autonomous weapon systems, while emerging nations might express concerns about the implications of AI-enhanced military capabilities of their national security and their sovereignty. It is therefore imperative that ideas and solutions proffered consider both advanced technologies and the unique needs of nations with limited resources. Ladies and gentlemen, the AI gap is also notable in the use of AI technologies in targeted disinformation campaigns that can destabilize societies and undermine government legitimacy. There is an exponential increase in cases of global disinformation campaigns, influence of public perceptions, and tailor-made online propaganda of worrying levels. Zimbabwe believes that by championing inclusivity and cooperation in AI development, we can work towards a future where the advancement in military technology serve not just as tools of power, but as mechanisms for peace building and security assurance for all nations, regardless of their technological stature. Distinguished guests, the stakes are high, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure that we approach the challenge with foresight, empathy, and a commitment to global stability. Zimbabwe commits itself to sharing AI-related knowledge at regional and international platforms, not only to protect Zimbabwe, but to reaffirm our commitment to regional and international stability. Zimbabwe will participate actively in international dialogues on AI governance, aligning our national policies with global norms and regulation. The AI policy, which is currently under consideration by the government of Zimbabwe, will indeed prioritize inclusiveness as informed by the proceedings of this summit to ensure that voices from various sectors are heard. In conclusion, let us turn our discussions into actions and commit to a future where international cooperation guides the development of AI in military applications through dialogue, collaboration, and shared responsibility to ensure peace and security for all. Zimbabwe supports and endorses the blueprint for action. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your statement. Now I give the floor to Her Excellency Ms. Susana Faz Pato, Ambassador of Portugal to Korea.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Minister Shaw, Excellencies, I would like to start by thanking the Republic of Korea and the other co-hosters for organizing this summit. Portugal views this important summit as an excellent opportunity to discuss policies, exchanges practices, and agree on common fundamentals on the responsible use of IA in the military domain. Excellencies, military IA applications are already impacting the way wars, hybrid conflicts, and strategic stability are steered. They induce ethical, legal, and strategic challenges that require an international, inclusive, multi-stakeholder dialogue with public and private actors. Portugal supports a humanistic approach to the military use of AI in accordance with international law, in particular the Charter of the United Nations, IHL, and human rights law. Indeed, Portugal considers that certain applications of AI in the military domain could risk not being in compliance with existing international law. This is why Portugal and several other states argue that full compliance with international law in technologies such as autonomous weapons systems would require an international legal framework encompassing both prohibitions and regulations. My country is also of the view that meaningful human control is required along the entire life cycle of AI-enabled systems. Going forward, we believe it is important to identify and clarify existing norms and principles, as well as good practice, while addressing gaps. Portugal has endorsed the political declaration on responsible military use of artificial intelligence and autonomy. In the context of this initiative, we are co-sharing with Canada the working group on accountability, which focuses on the human dimension. This is an area in which we have broad experience, particularly within the framework of the Convention on Certain Convention Weapons, GGA laws. When it comes to military AI governance, it could be useful to intensify discussions on common standards and practices across defense organizations and alliance, frameworks for accountability, means to audit and assurance requirements, confidence-building measures, and mechanisms for transparency and traceability. In this context, we reiterate the importance of addressing the use of AI and other emerging and disruptive technology, and also we consider disarmament, arms control, and non-proliferation offers as advancing AI use on chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear domains would enhance its lethal power. Let me end by reaffirming our full support towards a humanistic approach to the military use of AI in accordance with international law. We expect that the meaningful discussions that are taking place right here can contribute to carve the way for a responsible use of the AI in the military that contributes to the international peace and security. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your statement. May I now give the floor to Her Excellency Ms. Frances Galatia Lanitu Williams, Ambassador of Cyprus to Korea. You have the floor.
Thank you. In our turn, we would like to congratulate our hosts and co-hosts for your leadership in pursuing these very important global debates. In particular, we would like to thank the Republic of Korea for your unmatched organization of this conference and for your hospitality. Personally, I feel very privileged to have represented my country both in The Hague and here in Seoul. Cyprus fully endorses the blueprint for action. We fully appreciate the importance of regulating AI, and we are fully committed to this process with the aim of arriving and achieving a legally binding regulatory framework for artificial intelligence. In relation to the topic at hand, Cyprus is absolutely convinced, in fact, the same conviction seems to have emerged from our discussions here today and yesterday. We are convinced that the way forward, the way to achieve AI global governance and to achieve a legally binding regulatory framework for AI in both civilian and military applications is by bringing together all relevant stakeholders, policymakers, industry, experts, scholars, technologists, ethicists, and others, and to draw from their different perspectives. The US representative referred to the cross-pollinization of ideas, and the Minister of Kenya, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday at the plenary, stressed the power of congregation of ideas and resources. Cyprus has made its own small contribution to these ongoing global debates on AI. In the follow-up to REAIM 23 in The Hague, we co-organized with the Embassy of Switzerland in The Hague, as well as the International Development Law Organization, with the participation of experts from UNICRI and the Asser Institute, an event to discuss risks, to discuss the risks of biased AI in peace and security, and more specifically, how to tackle the gender bias in the use of AI in the military context. I would like to assure you that we will continue to be part of these conversations, and we would like to, and we're ready to contribute in any way we can to this very important process. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. It seems to me that you are one of the few participants who have been at both The Hague and in Seoul. Well, the last speaker on my list on this topic and for the entire session is Her Excellency Mr. Matthias Franke, Ambassador of Chile to Korea. Ambassador, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. And Chile would like to thank Korea for hosting the REAIM Summit 2024, as well as to the co-hosts. Our country actively participated in the preparations of the REAIM Summit in 2023 and endorsed the call for action. We also welcome the establishment of the Global Commission on Responsible Artificial Intelligence in the military domain. We value and highlight the REAIM process as an initiative that brings together not only states, but also other stakeholders, including industry, academia, civil society, regional and international organizations, to promote open and inclusive international dialogue on the responsible use of artificial intelligence in the military domain. On June 13 and 14, Chile and Costa Rica organized a regional workshop on responsible AI in the military and broader security domain. There was an excellent opportunity for discussion and exchange of points of view among the 13 countries from Latin America and the Caribbean that participated, as well as the Netherlands and Korea who supported us in the organization. We also thank the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue and the University of Chile for organizing during the workshop an exercise that allowed participants to better understand the implication of using AI in a possible scenario. During the workshop, it was possible to learn about different perspectives which reflect different realities, helping us to better realize that AI and other emerging technologies without ethical frameworks can lead to deepening inequalities and violence, eroding human rights and democratic societies. States have the primary responsibility to promote regulatory frameworks and governance and to promote coordination with different actors, including civil society and industry. Chile supports and endorses the Blueprint for Action because it highlights a responsible approach in the development, deployment, and use of military AI capabilities and stresses the importance of capacity building and reducing the knowledge gap on this issue, especially in developing countries, promoting the full participation in discussions such as the ones we have had these 2 days. In this regard, we believe the following actions and steps could help the implementation of responsible AI in the military domain. First, to strengthen regular regional discussion and dialogue at all levels, including inter-regional cooperation. Second, to establish and promote capacity building and training programs at all levels, political, diplomatic, and technical. And third, to promote public-private partnerships, cooperation, and dialogue, both at national and international levels. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your statement. Well, we have now heard from all the speakers on the list. As we conclude today's roundtable, I want to express my gratitude for the thoughtful and constructive insights shared today. The discussions have highlighted the complexity and importance of responsibly integrating AI into the military domain. It's clear that no single nation or entity can tackle this challenge alone. It requires continuous dialogue, collaboration, and international cooperation. Our work here today is just the beginning, but the foundations we have laid will guide us forward. I encourage all of us to carry this momentum forward, to take actions, and to strengthen our partnerships as we collectively navigate the path ahead. With that, I hereby conclude this roundtable. Thank you very much for your active participation.